Hi guys, welcome back to Kit Car Direct and MK Sports Cars. Sun's out, as you can see, glorious weather, really really nice day. Shame we can't be out racing around in these at the moment, but you know, it is what it is. We're in here working on them though, so just as good fun. If you like what you see and you're into your kit cars guys, then why not subscribe to our channel. Press subscribe, click on the bell icon, press all, and it'll send you notifications each week. So the RX5 is back, as you know, from OMEX when we had it all tuned. So OMEX done all the mapping on this on the 600 series ECU, and as you know, the numbers, which if you only just joined us, if you've only just subscribed or something to us, made 160 horsepower at the Mazda 1.8 BP engine, which is decent horsepower. If you know, they're normally 138. So we're super happy with the numbers, the way it runs and everything else. We're just prepping it now for its final trip down to ready get in for IVA really. So this week the nose has gone on now, the IVA grill's gone on, the indicators and the stalks, these are carbon effect with clear lenses. The new SX scoop, as we call it, the larger scoop that goes in there, that's actually useful as well. If you're doing a VVT engine, this scoop actually makes it clears all the VVT, which normally sits at the top of the engine there as well. So that's super cool. Super clean shut lines with the new bonnet scoop as well. I know sometimes in the classics you get a bit more of a gap, but yeah, that's a really clean line all the way down there. The IVA rubber bonnet catches have gone on. We've got to put the cat on here because we had it dynoed with and without cat to make sure it made emissions if it may change any horsepower, but with or without cat it still made the same numbers, so you can run it with cat all the time if you want to. It's not a problem. You can decat it if you're doing track days, maybe that's a bit more helpful. So interior's all finished off pretty much now. Cameraman will probably see, but we're just protecting these bits, but you can't really see too much because it's quite bright, but it's just a full black, all the tunnel top in, gear levers. We're just putting the mirrors in, and the side mirrors have got to go on next. Trimmed, these have got to be powder coated black, but the side trims for the kick strips have been done as well. So yeah, super clean and tidy, like the yellow as we've said each week. So yeah, super happy with that. And the RX5, and you'll see that rolling through to its IVA in a few weeks' time. Right into the workshop. Chassis time. This one's a bit different. As you can see, it's got a different designed roll cage. This is, we put it out the other week, this is the FIA or MSA and FIA approved cage that we've now adapted and works for our vehicles as well. You can see it's completely different to the standard cage, which is on this one here. But cameraman is zooming in a minute on that one. Our standard track day roll cage, this one's got a different, the fixing points at the back are different. So the rose joint here and ties in and etc. The side impact bars are more in line with the chassis. You've actually got your fixing points for your mirrors on here as well, and it's got the double D centre section on the cage as well. So these cages, we've got a few kits that we'll be doing now that are going to be having the FIA roll cages on. This isn't a cage that's going to be adaptable to your current chassis though. It will only be with new chassis that we make, because that's how we certificate the cars in that respect. So it will be made with, this is on a round tube chassis. We can make it with a square tube chassis as well, but this is an Indy RR round tube chassis with the FIA cage. So a cool feature, something we've been working on for a little while with trying to get something out there that's more type approved. So it's available, but that will be on new kits and new chassis that are out there now as well. So hope you like the design. Looks pretty cool, looks pretty killer. And obviously it has protection, which is what we want. Still, the track day cages are available. They're still strong. They made it a 50 wheel. They're CDS, etc. Same as what's on this one here. And we do these with the side impact bars and everything else. But if you're racing, etc., maybe out in Europe and everything else where your FIA or MSA is approved, then that'll be the way you'll go forward. But if the cameraman zooms in the back, you'll see it's got the double cross section in the back there as well. So different, and it's only 42mm tube rather than the 50mm a standard. So something a bit different, but we're always looking to be innovative and change things up, and that's what we'll move on with. Another yellow car, Hayabusa demo car that we had here, our Gen 1 little car. We said to you last week we're going to be doing the upgrades and over the next few weeks, which was the canards, the knacker ducts, a few other bits to tie in the carbon aero screen theme and the stone guards. Well, we started a little bit of progress, not major progress, but we started on that this week, done a few bits on it as well, which was we've upgraded the header tank to the aluminium one. We normally have a plastic derived one which mounts on the bracket at the front of the engine here. But this is going to get probably a bit of a kick in once the season opens, so we decided to upgrade it to the aluminium one with a 20 psi cap rather than a 16 psi as stock. So we'll be rolling that, and I forgot last week actually to mention we'll be putting these on, which if you ever driven these with aero screens, you know you get quite a bit of buffeting here. These half doors that we do, these are going to be put on as well, so that when you're driving, these are available as well. We'll be putting these on. And they help with the sort of buffeting at the side of the vehicle as well. Got a couple of the sets of those in stock as well, I think as well. But we can do them, I think, in the carbon effect vinyl as well, as the same as like in the boot covers, the same material as well. So lightweight, I mean, they weigh grams, so we're not adding anything. Don't ask me if it makes it more aerodynamic, but I know it stops the buffeting coming in the side of you. So that's cool. We've ripped this out, so we're doing a little bit of a diff upgrade on it as well. So we've had the centre tunnel out and the diff out as well. That's why it's up in the air with the axles off in it. We're just going to do a little bit of a diff upgrade on this one. Ready for hopefully in a month or so's time where we can get out and explore the limits of the car in a safe way. On the track, of course, not on the road. So looking forward to that. But yeah, nice little upgrade. We've got quite a few of those in stock, and they do look very smart once they're installed. Right guys, we're over the RX5 Turbo demonstrator that we've got here. As you can see, the beating heart of the beast is out. You're probably thinking, well, why? Well, upgrades. Simple answer. Like we're doing with the yellow car, we're doing a few upgrades. Doesn't need engine upgrades on this. This one here though was running just under the 220 sort of horsepower-ish, somewhere around that sort of mark. Well, we've decided that we're going to give it a little refresh anyway, and tidy some bits up and change some bits, and upgrade some parts to the engine as well, so we can maybe crank up the boost a little bit more. So yeah, it's going to have a little bit of a refresh, the engine. We're going to dive into that, maybe look at some of the internals, etc., and see what we can extract in a safe way though, without going too mad. We're not going to go absolutely bonkers. But yeah, we're looking to turn it up a little bit, which will be nice, and refresh it all and just make sure she's all ready to fit and to go within the next couple of months once it all opens up again. So this again, you'll see that. And Neil, mate, literally we started this morning at 9 o'clock, and I think it was 9:15 or something, 9:15, and at 11:08 it was all out, done and dusted. So the guys did a great job as always, taking it out, ready to rock and roll. Split, engine, box, done, ready, so we can start firing through it all and checking it all over, and cue to maybe the montage of it coming out. Okay, so yeah, you've seen it coming out. It wasn't quite as quick as that maybe in the old times GoPro format, but yeah, awesome. We're looking forward to tearing it into it and making it even faster than she already is. Not that it needs it, but you know what? You can, so why not? Why not indeed? So you'll see that progress as well, and we'll show you, some of the modifications and that we do. And when it all goes back in, we'll probably video it going back in and diarise some of the bits that we're doing and changing as well. So give you guys who are out there building kits at the moment, give you some insight on what we're going to be doing with it, and throwing a bit of magic fairy dust over it and give it some horsepower. Right, what's next? Let's have a look. Right, RX5 MC. We've done a few little bits on this one as well this week. It's the R15EY engine. If you've only just tuned in, of course, you'll know. Great engine. Makes decent horsepower, as you know. But we've been fettling with the interior. Dashboard we showed you last week, so that's sort of cutting in. And that's its face, which we think looks like a frog or something. It's two eyes. A few bits and bobs. A bit crazy. But yeah, the instruments in, pedal, and then the one-piece tunnel top GRP. That's in. So it's a nice, super clean interior. Quite minimalist, which is what we like. Black buttons, black gauges, sync with instruments that you can see through here, and all the push buttons on here. Super lightweight seats. I mean, these are, I think that was under 4 kilos, weren't they, Joseph? Crazy. Super light seats. So keep the weight down on this, and it came in at 442, sort of loaded up. So that's rocking and rolling. A few little bits, and we're ticking along quite nicely with this as we're fitting in between other jobs as well. But again, progress, dashboard, MK branded gauges, new switch, GRP one-piece tunnel tops all gone in, so super happy with that. Right, over at the another RX5 left hooker, as we know, been on with this during the course of the week. Obvious things are side panels all fitted, all trimmed for the holes for the wishbones, and they've all gone back in. All the front ends done, calipers, etc., all in now. These are all just clamped up because they've been bonded on as well. Front and rear tub is in as well. That's gone on and trimmed, so that's in that section as well. Fuel tanks all plumbed up, all fuel lines finished, etc. Roll bar trimmed to modify and fitted in. Then finish off the last bit of the wiring and started her this week, actually. Yeah, the big news is, yeah, she runs, she starts, she goes. So we've got a video clip, I think, of that running from earlier in the week with that side panels on. So we'll cue over to that now. First start, Indy RX5 left-hand drive Mazda 1.8 engine. So yeah, she runs, that's great news. We've got a Super Mad Max exhaust on here at the moment, which is the left-hand drive one which clears the steering column. And wouldn't that be awesome going down the road? blow your brain. But no, that does fit down at the side here with the silencer, etc. But yeah, so we do a decat and a cat pipe again in that as well. And then we're on with the rear wings. All the lights are wired in. Everything's here that's hanging over. They're all in, ready, and the electric's all working now. So super happy that we start progressing with this quite quickly now. See some changes. We've got some half of the engine, sort of most of it all plumbed up now. Few bits to do and fettling to do. Some wiring, obviously we've got to tidy up the rest of this wiring, but we wanted to prove the concept, make sure this is all running with, obviously when you're stripping a donor loom, you want to make sure, you know, you do the process and you strip it all, you start it, and then go back in, check, and go back in again afterwards and double check to make sure that you haven't got any loose connections as well. So different with the new looms, they're plug and play that we do, but obviously with these you're stripping out quite a bit of things like, you know, electric windows, the aircon stuff, electric aerials, all the radios, stereo bits and that, you're tearing all that out. So you just want to make sure you don't interrupt with anything else as well. So of course you're running all the standing immobiliser, which is off the key, and the box that's under here for the standard order immobiliser that comes off, it's that one there actually, comes off the standard Mazda as well. So you just want to make sure you don't do anything that would interrupt that or cause a signal breakage. So yeah, that's cool, happy with that. Progress, looking good. Another yellow one, but I think it's a, you know, yellow, orange or grey, all look really strong colours anyway. So S2000 time, a few little other bits done on here during the course of the week. Exhaust bracket was made, fabricated to mount the silencer that we said. That was done last week. The rest of the remaining link pipes, etc. Been into the interior and a few other bits of the back end here, but the interior made, we showed you the other week. This is now, they're going to be the top centre tunnel part. Just got to finish that off, put that in, and then the gator going in here with a lever and surround gators on both of these will go in. But we finished that off in a nice, well, it's a vinylette, I suppose, leatherette type material to keep it sort of super clean. The problem is the tunnel on the Classic is very low in comparison to the Indy R. So the Indy Classic, the tunnel is much lower. So we've made a custom, really, tunnel top for the S2000 engine, which the gear lever sits pretty high up, much higher than the top of the chassis. So we've made a sort of new custom tunnel top for this, so it'll work and keep it all clean. Doesn't matter in the Indy R chassis because it's much higher in the centre tunnel. And we've adapted that to make it all work in there as well. So we're running on with that. We're just waiting in some bits on the wiring, really, unfortunately, with the ECU. They've been a bit slow on that at the moment. So we're just pushing them to get that on, because then it should be firing up. This is ready to fire now anyway. So we're just waiting on a couple of bits on the ECU and wiring to come in, and then that'll be ready to fire up, and we'll show you that once it's fired up. So bit of a hold on that at the moment until that comes in from an engine starting point of view. But everything else is done, and we'll crack on with the rest in that during the course of the week. Right, so we're back at the FIA caged chassis here for the news. What's the news this week? Well, this car, if you haven't seen it already on the socials, yesterday we put it out there. It's going to be built by a gentleman who's very, very talented motorbike rider in the Super Sport 600s. Also won the Northwest 200, I think 3 or 4 times now. Lee Johnston. He's going to be building this car. He's put a blog out already and a video of him stripping his donor bike with the CBR 1000RR engine, which is going to be planted straight in there. It'll make an awesome car, track weapon. So he's going to be jumping onto that. Great guy, super talented rider, as you may know. And if anybody knows the Isle of Man TT, I think he was into that as well. If anybody knows anything about motorbikes, they'll know him and what he's capable of. So when he gets in this, he's going to tear a strip up, I reckon, on it as well. So hopefully we'll be able to see that blog, and we'll be sharing that with you, and he'll be showing you the progress of the build as he tracks along with it. This will be going out. We still get a few bits to get finalised on this kit to get it out to him, but this is the first one with the FIA cage for him as well. So we're protecting him at the same time, looking after him. But yeah, I can't wait to see how it progresses as well. So yeah, that's it for this week, guys. Loads to talk about, loads going on in the workshop. The sun is shining, can't ask for better than that. So enjoy your weekend. Remember, guys, press the subscribe button down there if you haven't already. Like, share, and we'll catch you next week.